Hi Leo, welcome to your November 2021 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Leo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So before we get into your month ahead cards, if you haven't got it yet, your 2022 reading is available for purchase. There is a link in the description box below. So this year I am charging for them, but I assure you I've put my heart and soul into these. They're like literally a minimum, and I mean a bare minimum of 90 minutes long. So we're talking numerology, astrology, tarot, it's like, trust me, I've put in a lot of hard work and a lot of effort into them. You can get one for $4.99. You can get your sun, moon and ascendant for $12.97, or you can get the entire bundle of 12 for $24.99. Trust me, they are super accessible for everybody. All right, so with that, let's get into it for your actions and interactions with the world at large. This month, my dear Leos, you have the Fool card. New things, places, people and energy show up for you, but more importantly, this is about a wild card moment. This is you embarking on something completely brand new, and it's you taking a risk or jumping into something. Now remember, the Fool card shows up as a moment of destiny that changes our lives, that at that moment we probably don't even realize what it is that we're doing or what it is that we're embarking on. This tells me that you are going in new directions this month that could be really, really exciting. I'm kind of excited about this, I have to say, just because I get this feeling that it's going to be this really exciting adventure that opens up for you. You are going to have to jump in with both feet, right? Anytime that the Fool card shows up, it basically says the universe is testing your daring and now you need to jump in. So be ready, be prepared to jump in with both feet. And more importantly, when interesting interactions show up or invites in some way, shape or form, be prepared to jump in. What else do I want to say about this? That's about it really. Like, leap in, right? Jump in, lean into the skid, as they say. For your money and materials, you have the Son of Cups, right? So look at that. This is the Knight of Cups. And what this says to me is, right, that this month, not only are your finances going to be great, but look at this. This is a brand new opportunity of some sort that you've either never had before or never been in a place to take advantage of, right? The Fool card, new things, places, people and energy. The Knight of Cups is literally an offer or an opportunity. And this tells me that this month there is going to be something that really either pushes you ahead. You know, I know there's a lot of Leos out there that are like, oh my gosh, when are we going to get a break? Well, this is your month, right? This is the month where maybe you get that job offer. Maybe you get that promotion. Maybe somebody spots you and headhunts you. Maybe somebody sees how you do your daily tasks and duties and says, you know what, I want me some of that. And that person has the ability to change your life. There's an opportunity of some sort that could show up for you this month. Now, I do have to say to you, it's the Fool card and the Knight of Cups. This is going to be a busy month, right? So you've got to be on your best game. You've got to be on your A game. You've got to show up, right? It's not enough for you to say, okay, you know, it sounds like we're finally getting a break. You can't sit back on the sofa and say, I'm going to do nothing. You've got to launch in. You've got to be about it, right? You've got to show up. So be about it, show up. But yeah, I love this for the Leos. I think this is some really, really great news. It also suggests as well on your physical health and vitality, this suggests that you have the energy that you need to do what needs to be done, right? You can meet all of these tasks head on. You've got the energy to do it. And this is a time where you really do need to show up like never before. All right, for your communications and conversations, we've got the Queen of Wands or the Mother of Wands in this deck, right? And I find this really interesting because if any of you know, or for those of you that are on my tarot course have studied with me, you will know that the Queen of Wands is Leo energy. Now, the fact that we've got this in the communication sector, This is you showing up bold and vibrant, sexy, fun, enjoyable, forthright, honest, open, direct even, right? And because this comes up in the communications, this suggests that you are communicating, whether you're a man, a woman, or, you know, however you identify. I was going to say or a person, but we're all persons. This really does suggest that you have this... You've got the golden tongue this month, right? You got the gift of the gab where you can say what needs to be said, but get away with it, even if it's a little bit cheeky. In fact, I would go as far as to say that this month, if you're not being cheeky, you're probably not going to get the most out of the experience that show up for you. I really love this. Now, one thing that we do need to mention, remember the Queen of Swords can be where you need to lay a boundary. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't feel like that is here. I mean, it falls with this, it falls with this Knight of Cups, which does suggest whatever this opportunity is of a financial or a career sort of nature, or that kind of whole energy, it does suggest that you are likely to have to pace yourself, right? You need to see this as a marathon rather than a sprint. If you try to just do it all at once, all up front, you're probably not going to really get to savor it or get the juice out of it, okay? So just stick with it is probably my best advice. Now, that being said, when it comes to your work sector, this is a time for you to shine, baby, shine in any way that you really feel like you're ready to, or to present yourself to the world in some way. Your career this month is definitely likely to take off. Your communication is definitely likely to take off. And there's something about your finances and the opportunities or the chances that you get to take that really advance or accelerate whatever you're trying to build or to create for yourself. I'm really, really excited about this. All right, for your love and relations, you have the Four of Swords, right? But I love this deck, by the way. It's the R Black deck. So he released a limited run. I think it was like 1,000 decks. 700 of them sold on the first day. You might, if you contact him, you might be able to get hold of one. If you check eBay, or it wasn't on Kickstarter or anything like that. It was a personal project that he did. But I love the deck. I really do. It's probably the most diverse I've ever seen. It's got all different cultures, all different races, all different ages. It's even got bald people as well, which for me is quite nice. All right, so for those of you that are single, you got the Four of Swords. Honestly, it's probably a good thing that there's nobody in the picture. And it's funny because this energy, a similar message to this came up for, I think it was Gemini. And I said to them, you've got too much to do you don't really have the time or the energy to focus so much on the love life, because everything else is going to be busy, 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 right? So this month, I would take it as a blessing that there's no one in your life right now. Doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way though, right? For those of you that are partnered or married or in long-term commitments, this Four of Swords basically says take rest, enjoy the partner, be present, right? Your career is going to cool. There are going to be many opportunities that are all vying for your attention. But the Four of Swords is also saying to you, taking time to rest, to recuperate, and more importantly, time to spend with your loved one that is downtime is going to be so important, especially if you're going to be this busy and this dynamic going forward. So let's have a look at the breakdown of your month. For the first week of the month, you have the Empress card with the Fool, right? So for those of you that are partnered, married, into long-term commitments, etc., this first week of the month could be very nice for conception, for having babies, for having, I was just going to say, yeah, for having babies, or maybe even as well, the conception of an idea, the birth of an idea, the birth of a new path that you're embarking on, all right? That's one way this could show up. Another way that this could show up though, this first week of the month could really see something that you do take hold or take root really quickly. So maybe you put something out and you think like, oh, okay, that's going to be that and it will be what it will be, but you don't really think too much about it. And then boom, all of a sudden it just absolutely takes off. It's like planting a seed and saying, yeah, it'll either sprout or it won't, and not really thinking anything about it. And then boom, all of a sudden you see like it just absolutely explodes, whether this is online, maybe something goes viral, maybe, I don't know, some of your work is picked up by somebody that has a potential to really push it forward in some way. I just find this really, really exciting, intriguing, and I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. I'm also a little bit like, you know when you get nervous before something good happens, like that's how I feel right now. It's like, for your second week of the month, you have the Lovers card with the Knight of Cups. So for a select few of you, maybe this could be a declaration of love or something of that nature, but it's likely to be a choice. So this will be an offer or an opportunity that's presented to you that potentially has the chance to really change your financial life or experience, and you're having to make a choice. So for some of you, maybe you're having to choose between the home life and the career life, or finding a way to balance those two things out. For some of you, this could be maybe a decision that you make to move ahead with something has results way bigger or better than you expected, right? It could just kind of, and you're like, ooh, okay, what happened here? You know, it's wonderful and it's great and I'll take it, but like, whoa. Nice, really nice. For your third week of the month, you have the Justice card. So there is choices and decisions. So here's the interesting thing, right? The Lovers card represents the choice. The Justice card represents the commitment. So the choice that you make to embark on here in the second week, it will be the third week of the month where you make it real, where you sign on the dotted line, where you decide to say, yes, okay, you know what, I'm going to commit to this. You've got the Justice card right underneath the Queen of Wands. So one way that this could show up, this is literally you committing to a path of being seen. This is you presenting yourself in a way that feels more authentic. For a lot of you as well, you could be signing a contract of some sort. And maybe for those of you that are in any way, shape or form linked to the entertainment industry, and that includes myself, right? Because ultimately what I do on YouTube is considered a form of entertainment. When we're talking about tarot and the spiritual arts and stuff, it kind of gets my goat that we have to call ourselves entertainment, because what we do is so much more than that. But I'll take it. Anyone that's in these fields, maybe you're signing a new contract, maybe you're being picked up by a network, maybe you're being recognized for something that you do. I really, really like this, and it could lead to some contract that has permanent implications moving forward. Very, very possible. And then finally, for your fourth week of the month, you've got the High Priestess. So for those of you that are partnered, married, long-term commitments, one way that this could show up, this is you and your partner doing something in secret. All right, so there's something that you're putting in place that you're not talking about, and it's like, when the time comes, we'll let everybody know, but until then we say nothing. For those of you that are single, one way that this might show up is there's a secret admirer. Maybe there's somebody that's got a crush on you that you're as yet unaware of, or maybe that crush is revealed to you through some sort of communication or conversation. And when it is, look at this, right? You've got this this Lovers card. So I wonder, right, maybe there's going to be a consideration there of some sort. So for your new moon, you have the Gate 47 and Mindset, and this really is kind of, you know, like that meme where it's you've got the two people on the bus. One person's looking out at the grey rocks and is like all forlorn, and the other person's looking out at the sunshine and the fields and stuff. This new moon is going to highlight to you where you are either buying into a perpetual cycle. So like I said at the beginning of the video, there's a lot of Leos at the moment currently wondering, like, when are we going to catch a break, right? I'm a Leo ascendant, trust me, I feel you. But this new moon is basically going to say to you, you can buy into that energy, or you can ask yourself, what is this actually preparing me for? Because there's something wonderful coming in, because it can't rain all the time, right? Eventually the sun has to come out. So that means that I'm being prepared for something that's going to be, quite frankly, especially with some of the cards that are here, marvelous, right? So we'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. I don't know. It's really weird. Like, even though for those of you that are single, I'm saying like this might be not be a month to be focused on love, it definitely feels like that's the case. But that's usually when someone or something will show up and it's like, no, I'm all about my career and I got all these amazing opportunities that are happening. And then bam, someone shows up and knocks you between the eyes and you're like, okay, what is going on here? Very, very possible. Very possible. And this new moon in Scorpio is going to highlight that for us. Where is it that you're feeding into this cycle of things not happening for you? And where is it that you need to change your mindset so that you start magnetizing to you more of the stuff that you really do want? And then that full moon, which is not just a full moon, it's a powerful full moon because it's a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus, especially for those of you that are ascendant Leos. This is going to be in your 10th house, which is all to do with your career, your public standing, your social status, which can also represent whether you're single, married, partnered, divorced. That's also a sense of, like, when you look at on the forms, that's status, right? What is your status? Single, partnered, married, civil partnership, all the rest of it. That could be changing this month as well. So for the lunar eclipse, we've got the gate 20 and the now. So there's a few things that come to mind as I see that. One is, you know, when they talk about celebrities or somebody that's currently like the hot phase, what do they say? This person is now, like this person is the big thing right now, or the now. And what they also reminds me of Edna, my favorite character ever. I never look back from the now, darling. It distracts from the, and what does it say? I'll never look back, darling. It distracts from the now. Oh, perfect. She's like literally my favorite character in a film ever. But that's what this kind of feels like to me. This full moon is really going to highlight to you where being present and being aware of the opportunities that are surrounding you right now could really catapult you forward in some way. Whether this is a new partnership or a relationship or love, whether this is something in your career, like there is definitely a big there's a big moment here, right? And this eclipse is even more important because this eclipse is literally happening. It's the first eclipse that kicks off the next 18 months of eclipses in the signs of Taurus and Scorpio, which I talk all about in my 2022 tarot scopes. You can get yours on the link in the description box below. It would be wonderful for you to have this information. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff for November. Have a great month. Take care, and I'll see you soon.